All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media, and my name is Judson Powell. All right, wow. I just want to say that, wow. And so we have another mass shooting, and could have been prevented from what I read. So, you know me. I never go out there and just jump like, on the bandwagon real quick. I always got to do my own research and check things out and read stuff and all that kind of stuff, because I'm just not one of those ones that's like really down with like the whole new thing of like people don't research what they say. And I'm a journalist, so I have a degree in journalism, so in mass media, which part of that was journalism. So the thing about it is like I don't really get the whole thing. It's like, what is the end game? What is really the end game? Because I mean, if you get an all-out race war on U.S. soil, U.S. turf, and all that kind of stuff, we lose trillions. We lose trillions, and that's what the guy from I can't think of his name, but anyway, the man that leads China, several years ago, he said that if the United States had never ever gone to war, had never jumped in any other world wars, had never started any wars or anything like that, that we'd be the richest country on the face of the earth, because the war economy really does not work. And when it's civil war, which is a very oxymoronic name to call something civil war, when it's not civil at all. And I don't, so once again, what is the end game? And then black folks, we need to ask ourselves, what is the end game? And I'm not, I'm just asking you to think about it. I'm not saying what you need to do. I'm not saying what you shouldn't do or what you should do. What I'm saying is, we need to think about what is the end game, because this stuff is getting ridiculous. Pretty much, and we've seen 9 in South Carolina. Now the other 10 here in Buffalo. That's 19. That's 19 African Americans gunned down. And I'm sorry. The attack that occurred in Buffalo, there were 8 African Americans and 2 Caucasians. And so I'm trying to figure out, well, why did he shoot the Caucasians? I guess they were in the way or whatever. I don't know. I think there's a video of it. I hope that they took it down. I hope nobody is that morbid that they want to go back and see somebody get shot and killed over and over again. That's ridiculous as well. So that's also a stupid thing to do. So my whole thing right now is that we are really sick and tired of this bullshit. I mean, come on, man. It's like, we built this country. Just like white people want to talk about how we actually built the country. Brick and mortar built the country. Not even talking about on a social or spiritual level or anything like that, but we built this country with our bare hands. We picked the cotton. We picked the peanuts and the tobacco and all of that stuff that made this nation rich. We were the ones that they put our backs up as collateral for loans and for ships and all of that kind of stuff. Go read. That's why I always tell everybody, go study. Stop reading one little verse or something like that and then act like you done read stuff for your entire life. Because you got people out here like me. Unfortunately, you got folks out here like me that make a living out of, made a living out of studying. I'm retired, but to make a living out of studying this stuff. So go back and study and find out the real deal about what's going down. And all of this stuff, this hatred and stuff of black people is absolutely ludicrous. Shout out to Luda on the new airport. Luda. But all I'm saying is, why? What's it going to prove and what's it going to do besides make more conflict? It's not even advantageous to Caucasians. It's not. It's just not. It's not advantageous, because if you start an all-out race war in the United States of America, then what's going to happen? Of course, people not going. We already got inflation. People won't buy a thing. People ain't even going to come outside. In fact, they probably don't want to come outside now. So this is not a good plan of action for nobody. I mean, people literally are having like panic and anxiety over these attacks. And let's not forget that, these guys with this, the replacement theory thing. We've known about the replacement theory for at least 40 years. At least 40 years. The album by Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet, that was way back in the 80s. And then the commentary and the books and the magazines and all of that, there's all that documentation is out there, and everybody knew this was going to happen. So why wait 40 years later for some kind of resolution? 40 years, and now it's like all of a sudden now you're seeking a resolution. What about 400 years and then seeking revenge? And see, that's the thing about black folks. Black folks don't want revenge. Basically all black folks want to do is live. Let us live. We don't want to, it's the same thing. Just like I look at the houses and stuff on or whatever. I just moved into an apartment, so it's been a while. But when I look outside, all I want to do is be able to lay my head down at night and feel good that my family, that my wife and all of that is safe. That's, and a lot of these people that were murdered in cold blood, these were older people. You waited till you get in your 70s and then somebody take you out on some BS? Come on, man. And then the next thing, of course, is we got to talk about, well, why, when this stuff goes down, there's always somebody who knew, or there's always something that went out. How do you post this? I think somebody said it was 100. One of the accounts that I read, it said he posted 180-page manifesto on the internet, and he's been posting hate speech on the internet, which is already against the law. So y'all need to start going. Look, the Justice Department, okay, and all of that, they need to get it going, because there needs to be some type of definitely needs to be some type of penalty for these people that are doing this. There's gotta be. There's no other way but that this thing is necessary for, to keep people, to prevent people, to keep people from doing this kind of thing. You shouldn't be able to, I understand about all this stuff about freedom and everything. I get it. I get freedom. I want freedom. You want freedom. Everybody wants freedom, right? So I get it. I'm not naive to the situation, but also, with that being said, there are certain things that have to be against the law. And this goes to the Second Amendment question as well, with guns and all that kind of stuff. Why do you need, in order to have personal protection, you don't need an assault rifle for personal protection. And if you do have an assault rifle for personal protection, use it to defend your house if somebody tries to invade or attack your house. I'm not against guns or anything like that. I've owned them. I've not owned them. The police have taken them from me. I'm just saying. But, what's that all about? So you mean to tell me that you feel safer? Anybody who feels safer when you got guys running around here that are mass murderers with assault rifles and sitting up, doing all this stuff? And when his teacher said that this dude is, he's planning something, there should be a law where he could be arrested and taken off the streets. Because history has taught us that when these dudes make these manifestos and when they say what they're going to do, we talk about all the way back, to Columbine and everything else. And there was always, it is one of the things I talked about, and I kept saying, I said, look, there's always a precursor to everything. And their precursor is usually these manifestos, this internet information, and we got laws against hate speech and hate crime and all of that. Hate speech, hate crime. And I want to leave you with this. See, you can't say anything bad about a person of Jewish descent, but if you watch TV, you rarely see them to talk seriously about people of Jewish descent. And if you do, then you'll get the anti-Semite police after you, which I have had that too. But what I'm trying to say is, so how come you could call me a nigga, or you could say the word nigga on network television or network streaming or whatever, wherever you're getting your information from, and people say the N-word constantly. And and in fact, we kind of just, like, me and my wife, we kind of just sit there and look at each other like, okay. So there's, so that's a good thing. But if I say a racial slur that has to do with another ethnic group, and especially Jewish people, then all of a sudden I'm thrown into cancel culture. Next thing you know, everybody wants to cancel me. So I'm just saying, we got to work this stuff out, but we got to do it legally too, because these guys, if they're just like suicide bombers. They're just like the suicide bombers. When y'all want to talk about, all of these, ISIS and the Taliban and all of this stuff, they're the same thing. They're one and the same thing. If and nobody, and what's really funny is these guys, last point, these guys always get captured in one piece. They never get shot up. They never get beat up. They never, matter of fact, what did my wife say? They probably took them to Cracker Barrel. And that's a racial slur. Right? They probably took them to Cracker Barrel. And then and then I understand Dylan Roof, the guy who committed the 9 killings in South Carolina, I understand that he has like a segregated apartment in prison, special food and all that kind of stuff. People, they won't even let anybody near him. So why you get special treatment like that? Just curious. Anyway, slide in the slide in the DMs and let me know why that is. Anyway, fastest 15 minutes is up. My name is Judson Powell. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends. I love you. This stuff got to end.